Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Border Security, Australia's Front Line. This is a pretty short episode of 22 minutes each, but it's got a lot of seasons. It is, yes, Australian based. There is an American version, I did check, and I thought for sure we have seen something like this earlier, or previously in the last even few weeks or months. I just couldn't find the title for it, where it's essentially just taking place, for the most part, in the security area of an airport. So, what we have here, it says it's from 2004 to 2025. However, Disney Plus only has season 17. Yes, season 17 with 20 episodes. At 22 minutes each, yeah, it sort of whittles it down. If you would normally run like a 45-minute episode with this kind of stuff, it's 10 episodes. So, but they break them down into much more smaller chunks, and because they're dealing with usually 3, maybe 4 stories at a time. In this case, we have a woman trying to smuggle in seeds. Yeah, seeds. You can't bring seeds from other places into Australia, and usually any other countries. Natural type of products tend to bring sometimes bugs and other things that we do not want invading any other foreign lands. Another woman, I don't know if it's a woman, actually, sorry. Another person is found trying to bring in dried fruit and lollipops, fruity lollipops. The smells would normally mask the more chemical-based smells of the lollipops. And they find out pretty quickly, yeah, they ain't lollipops. At least not the kind you give to your kids. Yeah. And not even something you get at the dispensary. It's something a little bit harder. So, yeah. But the biggest, most unsettling one, which is unfortunately way too common. And I think we saw something almost exactly like this in that similar series that we'd watched before. A young Japanese girl is making her way into Australia. I think the previous one, they were going into New Zealand. So, yeah. Airport security, New Zealand. There's apparently a lot of shows with a lot of episodes that have to deal with that kind of stuff. But coming into Australia with a tourist visa and $130 to her name, just doing a lot of tourism with $130. Yeah. And you're pretty young, you're alone, and through a translator, since she doesn't speak any English, even Australian shrimp on the Barbie kind of language, sorry, she's, what's she gonna do? Where's she gonna go? Who does she know? Does she have somebody she's meeting? Well, yeah, she does. So these kind of situations not only, potentially break certain laws, but also the realization that she is likely putting herself in danger. Even if she found just a pretty great guy who's willing to bring her in and give her something to do. By the way, she's not allowed to work. It's a tourist visa. It's breaking a law, to work while you're in that other country. So, yeah. But the real thing is that, what is she going to do? Is she going to work at the hotel? Probably. In a certain capacity. A certain capacity that likes young Japanese girls. And makes her money that way. It's working. Even if it was legal, fully legal, it's still working, and she's not allowed to do that. And also, likely for her safety, they got to make some decisions. So, these two things I do find compelling as reality shows. They're more docuseries, a documentary kind of series, more than a reality show, because reality shows are fake. They're just, I've said it many times before, in case this is your first time, they are fake. They are mostly scripted to create conflict where there is none, so that something happens that's worth putting in a reality show. You think the Kardashians all hate each other? Sure, they probably do, but not in the same way that they express it on a TV show. When they're just saying awful things to each other, just being mean or cruel, or then they're forgiving and loving, or whatever they're doing. Maybe they don't even do that last part. I don't know. I've never watched it. I've seen enough. The highlight reels that they decide to go, hey, you want to watch this show? Here's people being horrible to each other. Check it out. Come watch the show. Extremely beautiful and rich people just being awful to each other. It's not entertainment to me. So these kind of things I can appreciate, even though they really just sort of make me kind of sad, especially for that girl. She's got $130 to her name. And by the time they have to put her in holding. And she's probably thinking she's going to get a better life, but taking that chance of saying I'm coming in as a tourist, but then I'm working, and then I'll work on maybe getting the visa. No, you're going to be shipped out of that country in a box, in a crate somewhere, still alive, but you're going to go somewhere else where you will not be seen again, except for people who pay to see you. Yeah. So one of the very last shots, and I realize I'm spoiling this for you, but there's probably many other episodes that have this kind of sequence in it. But she's talking through an interpreter, and you can see her just getting a little upset, just enough, but she kind of knows what she was probably doing. And the last shot is her being put in a holding cell, it's nothing fancy, nothing great. The windows, just give her a whole lot of privacy. It's not like cell bars, and it's just like it's not a jail necessarily, but it's a holding area, and where she could be observed if necessary. And they show a man bringing in a tray with food on it, and she's thank you. And the last shot is a shot through the window, which, by the way, in order for her to appear in this show with her face unblurred, she has to sign a release to the studio producing this, and she must have done that, because there was a last shot of her, looks like she's eating what looks like a McDonald's apple pie. Just, this is the best thing I've had in weeks. Like, she looks somewhat good with it. Probably not, but good with, guess I'm going to go fly back to Japan now. Hang out in the streets of Kabukicho. I never say that right. Which is a whole other thing. You could look that up. Kabukichu. If you want to do your research on that, that's a whole other mess that Japan deals with. Yeah, in Shinjuku. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's just there's usually not a happy ending with those kind of stories. And the good thing is that the security is not just taking away people's drugs and ruining their smuggling plans. It's also hopefully saving the lives of a lot of people, not just the person in their interrogation room, but also the lives of others who they could affect by bringing illegal substances or people illegally into a country, even if they choose to be brought in there. So it's something that's necessary in some cases. So yeah, this is I can appreciate these kind of things because they're real world problems, even though I think some of them have to be recreated, because the odds that they're just filming this on a day when they're like, hey, we just got a bunch of lollipops in, or like a person, like the people involved I think are absolutely real, but there's some situations like behind the scenes where they have to kind of go through the motions and go, hey Jim, well let's check out what is in this package, and oh, it doesn't seem to be right, let's look at this together. Like, it's not something they would discuss in that kind of that structured manner that tells you, the viewer, what they're doing at that time. So yeah, there's always a little bit of flexibility with what's going on because it's television. They have to make it one clear and understandable. It can't just fall to narrators. So yeah, definitely check this out. This is the kind of thing I think I could watch casually in the background as I'm doing other stuff, and find the stories compelling. I don't know about 17 seasons, 20 episodes each, but that's up to the individual. All right, I was going to pick tomorrow's episode randomly, but that's not the case. We don't have to do that because releasing today on Disney Plus, but I usually kind of give myself a little bit of leeway, time to be able to watch a movie rather than, in some cases, I do it at midnight, but I'm not doing it this time. The Devil Wears Prada 2 is now on Disney Plus. So you can go check that out, watch it with me, and then I'll come back here and we'll talk about it. Or I will talk about it and you will listen. Isn't that great how that works? You can comment and I'll see your comment. But yeah, no, it's going to be me talking. Lucky you. The Devil Wears Prada 2 is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.